A federal judge in North Carolina just approved a settlement of an overtime lawsuit filed by a former business analyst against Bank of America. The lawsuit was claiming overtime, unpaid overtime, based on the amount of time it takes to boot up the computer every day. There's a couple things to learn from this. One of the things to learn from it is the reliance on a DOL guide. DOL guidance is something that the Department of Labor issues, and it's what federal judges look at to interpret how the overtime laws apply in different circumstances. In this case, it's Fact Sheet 64, which talks about call centers, in which a lot of employees use the phone a lot. But you know what? They also use the computer. So the fact sheet, if you scroll down, you can look it up yourself. It talks about compensable time, includes starting up the computer every day. That's pretty much it. And so the amount of time that you spend before you clock in just to boot up your computer could add up to unpaid overtime. So in this case, the business analyst alleges in the lawsuit that he was spending up to 15 minutes every day logging into the booting up the computer before he could clock in. The computer has a automatic program that logs him, the business analyst, out every day for lunch. And so he would then have to spend another 5 minutes securely logging back into the computer. So you're taking 15 minutes pre-shift, 5 minutes after lunch, and it adds up to 20 minutes. But wait, there's more. At the end of the day, it takes about 3 minutes for a computer analyst at Bank of America, at least at this facility, to log out securely. And so if you are a non-exempt employee, you should be keeping track of your time that you're not being paid for. Just booting up your computer or logging back in, or at the end of the day, logging out securely. Now, I think this is just laziness on behalf of some employers because it's a technology problem. It should not take your software, your computer, and hardware to 15 minutes to log in, to boot up, and for your employee to log in. Someone in the application process and setting up these different systems is not thinking about the end users, and ultimately, it could lead to an overtime lawsuit. All right, back to work.